100.6, a complete radio station.
स्टुडियो टाइम चेक
अहिले 1 बजेको छ।
राजधानी 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 रेडियो राजधानी 100.6 मेगाहर्ट्ज 100.6 मेगाहर्ट्ज
रेडियो राजधानी 100.6 megahertz, a complete radio station. Radio Rajdhani.
To the youth, for the youth, by the youth. युवा आवाज र युवा विषयवस्तु समेटिने कार्यक्रम युथ क्याफे। To the youth, for the youth, by the youth. It's Youth Cafe and with me Narayan Agasti. Youth Cafe मा हामी युवा विषयवस्तुमा समेटेर कार्यक्रम सञ्चालन गर्छौँ भने आज मसँग यस्तो एउटा अतिथि हुनुहुन्छ। She has been renowned internationally. She is Sri Lankan author, Sri Lankan media personnels and academic scholars. So I would like to invite Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama for the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Kaushalya, we just want you the brief introduction of yourself, please.
Well, I'm Kaushalya Abeywickrama. I'm a journalist and author. I have written my first book in Premier Yashoravya. That's I'm talking about the women's love and the unconditional love. And I have talked to my audience about the how the woman can build the world through love. So, and as Maxim Gorky said, this world is being beautiful because of mother's milk and the sunshine. Right? So, I personally believe it as a woman.
Okay, then now you're in Nepal, and what opportunity that you got in Nepal enrollment?
Yeah, journalism is a unique job. It is international, and I have gained a lot of international experiences in my life. I have worked with Abigail Disney, who is Walt Disney's granddaughter, as well as I have been working with American film as an actress and the production coordinator. So with that whole world experience, when I have been in Nepal, I started my second master's in Rajdhani University of Sri Lanka. Then from that it is conflict, peace and development studies. That is in third semester I got the scholarship to come to Nepal to Tribhuvan University in CPDS. So while as a scholar, so this is my second master.
So you are a follower of the complete peace and development studies, right?
Yes.
So you extremely believe that we are now in the Youth Cafe, so we'll be focusing on the conversation strictly on the youth perception. So what do you think the perception of youth today is in the Sri Lanka, and what have you observed in Nepal?
Well, I have a lot of experiences during my short stay in Nepal, I would say, because as a journalist and young author, so I was so concerned about the culture dimensions and the youth interest in Sri Lanka as well as Nepal. So when I come to Nepal, I have got the opportunities as a lecturer and the journalism trainer. So as a journalism personality, so I have been so many places and moving with lot of people.
So what actually think what the present scenario I'd like to simplify it. So what the present scenario of the youth in Sri Lanka, and what do you think the present scenario of in Nepal? Let's first go to Sri Lanka. What is the culture over there? What the youth perception is over there in Sri Lanka?
Well, when it's come to education, there's a young generation mostly they finish, because in Sri Lanka has the free education from grade 1 to bachelor's level. So they highly believe in the government education, not the private education. So after their bachelor's, they are hunting for jobs in government sector. So they believe in the government education and they believe in the government jobs in Sri Lanka Lanka young generation. But when I come to Nepal, it is different because Nepali young generation, they highly believe in the private education system and they have no trust in the government education system. As well as there's a lot of young generation is doing the brain draining and they are migrating to the overseas. They concern about this all after bachelors. I have seen the 75 of young people, they are following the IELTS and they are trying to migrate to Australia or America for their masters. So in Sri Lanka it is not like that. Then migrating is very low for the higher studies and highly richest families, they are sending, if their children are not selected to the universities, so then they are sending their children for their bachelors and the diplomas or else higher education in
so the
Europe.
first priority of the Sri Lankan populations and the people is the government jobs and the government academic systems. They have a high value of respect in Sri Lanka, right?
Yes, because Sri Lankan government education system is really high and their academic level is really high, and we believe in the Sri Lankan qualification framework as well, and because to come to the levels, so we have to pass the certain criteria. So it is well doing in the government sector, because it is it is a job and it is not a business. There's education is two sectors. One is profitable, one is not profitable, not for profit. But in Sri Lanka, education is not for profit. It is for the brain. So it is for the future, because the children and the youngsters are building the future of the country. So Sri Lankans are mostly educated and the well literacy country in the world as well. So it is mostly Sri Lankan has the high literacy, because of that everybody has the free education system. Mostly they are sending their children to school, so no one is staying at home without going to school. At least there's even the poorest family, they are sending their children to school, even at least to grade 5 or 6, 7 like that. So
how effective is that? As compared to Nepal, the academic system is different, right? So you've been focusing that the Sri Lanka government is believing in the formation of brain rather than making in the profit making areas, right? So how effective is education systems in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, it is well effective, I would say, because Sri Lanka has the 21 government universities, including the 3 campuses, and they are annually minimum there's more than 100,000 students are graduating, and it is totally running by the taxes from the public, general public, and the government funds. And so it is effective means we are using our young generation's brain within the country to develop the country. So there is a job market as well. So some areas there are lacking. I cannot say that it is 100% perfect and successful.
Yes.
But it is mostly people have the belief. It is one example I can give, the Saitam issue, because there was a private medical college established in around 2010.
Yes.
But it's a whole country, even the adults and the youngsters and the school children, all are just rejecting the Saitam. Because they said we cannot believe this, who are paying money and they get the degree without well experience, rather than, because in government sector they have to learn. So they have no other options to do. So they believe in their learning and they get well experience, and they believe in whatever happens. Even the health system also free in Sri Lanka, right? So if we have highly established, well established private hospitals and the world famous private hospital in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
But if you are in a critical issue condition, they don't believe in the private hospital. They believe in the government hospital.
So you mean to say that there is a high level of trust for the government among the people, right?
Yes.
Well, we'll be talking with Kaushalya Abeywickrama. For now, it's time for a short commercial musical break.
When I hold you in my arms, time just slips away. when I'm tired and weary. Your smile just brightens up my day. When I look at you, it just feels so wonderful, and the rest of the world just fades away. When I look at you, it just feels so wonderful, and my heart just melts away. Maya, mero Maya, timi nai ho mero sara sansar. Maya, mero Maya, timi nai ho mero mutuko fula. Timi nai ho mero junara tara. Maya, mero Maya, Maya, mero Maya. When I hold you in my arms, time just slips away. When I'm tired and weary, your smile just brightens up my day. When I look at you, it just feels so wonderful, and the rest of the world just fades away. When I look at you, it just feels so wonderful, and my heart just melts.
We are in Youth Cafe today. I have the Sri Lankan author, media personnel, and academic scholar, and she is Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama. So, Mrs. Kaushalya, so we've been talking about the youth, the scenario of youth in Sri Lanka. So, what do you think that, as you said that previous conversations, that the trust for the government and the government job is really high in the Sri Lankan youth and populations? What made that possible? What are the root activities that the government side did to generate that trust?
Yeah, that is education system, and after A-level there is a SETCO, and it is really transparency, and after the exams, so that's according to the SETCO, that's students are getting selected to the university according to their ranks. So there's no one can questionable, because we know that's who get the high marks, they are selected to the university. So there's bright cases, we could say. So then that is clear. Then when it's come to the university, and university also first year, second year, third year, semester wise, they have the exams and the assignments and the practical activities and the hours to learn and the compulsory subjects such as English, computer, IT, mathematics, like that. Then there is a monitoring and evaluation system in education. So there are two ministries, and the State Ministry and the Higher Education Ministry, and the UGC University Grant Commission is there. So University Grant Commission is handling this after A-levels, all university students and graduates and their ranking and the research and everything. So because of it is a I can say that is not highly, because there are lacking in the system as well. We are questioning, because after a student pass the A-level, has to stay 1 year at home for till the UGC proceed and take them to the university. Then after university, in the university also according to the government system, then if they are having some issues, they have to sometime within 3 years they won't be able to complete their graduation, and 4 years, maybe 5 years has to stay in universities. But that's they provided the Mahapola scholarship, and so that's Sri Lanka also poor country. It is a still developing country. also. So still people are doing farming and just self-employment to survive, and so then parents won't be able to send them to abroad or to put them to the private education system. So there's a lost poorest families get opportunities to send them. One good example, send them to the university for higher studies. Then, as you are also, my colleague in my studies, I could say there is a one team member in our college also, and you know also her. Then her family, there's a mother and father never been to a school, but she has gone to the school, and because of the free education, she is selected to the university, and she has won the gold medal as well.
Well, we will be talking with Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama after the short commercial break.
Radio Rajdhani.
To the youth, for the youth, by the youth. युवा आवाज र युवा विषयवस्तु समेटिने कार्यक्रम युथ क्याफे. You're in the Youth Cafe, to the youth, for the youth, by the youth is the main motto of our show, and it's me, Narayan Agasti. Today, as a guest, I have Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama from she's author, media personals, and academic scholars in Sri Lanka. And Mrs. Kaushalya, what do you think that recently that Sri Lanka has been able to transform their situation from conflicting period to the peace period of situation, right? So you guys overcome your war and the disputes among the rebel parties, and you guys are one of the rapid developing nations among the developing countries, right? So what helped you to transform all this scenario on your perception, right?
Yes, well, first of all, I would say that Sri Lanka could finish the 30 years of bitter war by defeating LTT leader Mr. Prabhakaran from the government army. But it is not the positive peace. Because from the former President Mrs. Chandrika Bandaranaike's period to President Mahinda Rajapaksa's period, they were trying about the peace talking, peace building, and to make the positive peace building in Sri Lanka.
So victory over the victory obtained by the suppressions or with the help of army is not long lasting, right?
Yes. So it is in Sri Lanka now in the position of the period of the reconciliation and the positive peace building process.
Yes.
So it is a big challenge to the present government, and because it is a political weapon to one sides, because some are saying that because of us Sri Lanka got the peace, and this country should belong to us who have defeated the LTT leader. And the other party says no, this is the nation for everybody is living, and we have to treat equally, and we have to have the peace among us like sisters and brothers.
Yes.
So it is still conflict. So we can see in our eye level conflict is over, but the root causes is not addressed completely.
So you're now in the post-conflict situation, right?
Yeah, we are in the post-conflict situation, and we are trying to transform to the positive peace building, but it is highly challenging situation.
So what are the challenges that you're being facing now at this stage?
Yeah, because the healed hearts are really difficult, because and the forgiving and the forgotten is really complicated in Sri Lanka, and but in South Africa, but this we can see that as Rwanda as an example, they have come to a stage that forgiving and the forgotten. So heal the hearts and the forget the pain is really difficult in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
And the political influences and the political the leaders role plays are different, and there are 4 organizations who are working actively in the reconciliation process. But sometimes, unfortunately, they are, I would say they are trying their level best, but sometimes they don't understand exactly what to do. So it is of the political influences and the nepotism, I would say, and the favoritism, and so they are lacking something and doing something else. So due to that, it will take some time. It is not easy, and the media also playing different roles, and some media.
So transformations that to overcome from the situations that 30 years of armed conflict in Sri Lanka and recently Nepal also faced, and the recent conflict, Maoist conflict, and now the situations like both the Sri Lanka and Nepal is in the post-conflict situation.
Yes.
And as we are in the Youth Cafe, what do you think the role of youth to get the situation better and to make a better place to live?
Yes, in every country, I believe that youth leaders should confront, and from the both in male and female sides.
Yes.
Because they know, because they feel the future, and they are the future leaders who can change a country.
Yes.
So then unfortunately, as third world countries in South Asia, then all leaders, they don't like to let youth leaders to confront, and it is getting the opportunity is really hard. But in Sri Lanka also, there's all young leaders who are in the parliament, then are the ministers' sons and president's family, they have sons and children. It is
there is extreme nepotism in Sri Lanka.
Extreme nepotism in Sri Lanka. So it should not happen, because who are the real leaders who has the heart about the country and about this country's future should confront, and there's among the society there's a young leader should pop up. That's what I believe. So in Sri Lanka there are some young leaders and who doing the social works, and there's working and fighting for the young's rights, and there is a young youth parliament and the established in Sri Lanka. So a lot of young, there's now in Sri Lankan government, they are giving the opportunities to promote young leaders, and that they are giving the opportunities, but during the nepotism as well. So, and it should happen in Nepal as well. And because I see a lot of Nepal students and youngsters, they are trying to migrate abroad for their higher education. When I question them why you are going, you can do your masters here and you can serve the country, they said no, because they are not so in Nepal we have the corruptions and we cannot change the system. So they don't try to, because change should start within me. But people are waiting till others do the change. So my message to Nepal young people today, start the change within you. Don't expect the others to change the world.
So change your perception first, change your behavior first. Change your own mentality and own perception, so that you can help to change other.
Yes.
As you want to say.
Yeah. Then you can see the difference in the country. If you change today, you can see the changing, developing country tomorrow. If you are not changing, so you cannot expect country to change.
So as you are the student of conflict, peace and development, right?
Yes.
So what are the good things that you can see Nepal is doing?
Actually, Nepal is not a lazy country. I can see the people are really active and working, because in Sri Lanka the school start at 8:30, so 8 o'clock they have to go to the school. But here it is very freezing cold, and even the low degrees, but the children are early in the morning, 6:30 they are going to the college. Even it is a really challenge for me to get up that early and go to the college in the morning. So they are actively working, and the Nepal is a beautiful country, and the people are very peaceful, loving, and that's a kind, and they are in they don't have challenge with they don't have a competition in their life. That is the best thing I have noticed in Nepal. But in Sri Lanka always there is a competitive among people for their achieving their goals. But in Nepal they have the individual goals to achieve, right? They don't try to compete with your friend to achieve your goal. But in Sri Lanka they have the competition among your colleagues to achieve their goals. So that is this young generation is really motivated, and they have the personal confidence by themselves.
Well, we'll be talking with Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama. For now, it's time for a short commercial musical break.
कति बाँचौला हो माया तमीले छोडी गया पछि कति बाँचौला हो माया तमीले छोडी गया पछि कति हाँसौला हो माया तमीले रुवाई गया पछि जीर्णदगीमा जीर्णदगीमा यसदै हुँदो रहेछ छाडी टाढा जानै पर्दो रहेछ तमी आउने हो कि होइन भनी गाजाको साराले बाँच्नु पर्याछ कति बाँचौला हो माया
Radio Rajdhani.
युवा आवाज र युवा विषयवस्तु समेटिने कार्यक्रम युथ क्याफे. To the youth, for the youth, by the youth. It's Youth Cafe with me, Narayan Agasti, and today I have one of the renowned authors in Sri Lanka who has been working in the family, women and the children areas. He's an actor, he's academic scholars, and the good thing is that he's got this scholarship on Norwegian category for the Contribution Development Studies, and as a student excellence program, she is with us, and she is Kaushalya Abeywickrama. Kaushalya, that you are a strong media personnel in Sri Lanka as well. You're an actor and you are the one, you've been hold a good position in Sri Lanka. So what do you think the cultural dimensions that get connected between Nepal and Sri Lanka?
Oh yeah, Sri Lanka and Nepal has a strong relationship, a strong bond, because Buddha is born in Nepal, and Sri Lanka is a Buddhist country, and the majority is believing in the Buddhism, and the government has been ruled by the Buddhist teaching and preaching. So we have the similar, like from the language and similar words. I have seen that when Nepal people are talking in Nepali language, we have the similar words in Sri Lanka as well.
So language similarity is there.
The language similarity is there, and even the vegetables and the fruits. When we get this, even the food habits are little bit.
Lifestyle culture is similar.
Similar,
And
the even there's a body structure and the. There's a facial outlook is similar. There's most of people have been talking to me in Nepali. They were thinking like I'm a Nepali.
So there is a similarity connection between Sri Lankan and Nepalese.
And
right?
Nepalese, yeah. So it is a strong bondage which these two countries have. And culturally, when I get it, Nepal is culturally bound than Sri Lanka now, because Sri Lanka is getting modernization day by day very fastly. They are adapting to the other cultures due to the after 1994, when Mrs. Chandrika Bandaranaike became the president, she was given the media freedom. Then private media channels established, and they were like media is behaving as they own, and the young generation is following that media is what shows. Then it is so modernization in the I would say it is there's a dangerous way as well. So
there is a pros and cons of modernization
fast modernization in Sri Lanka. So culture is going like bit out of the people, and but still the government and the people are trying to protect the culture. But when I come to Nepal, I have seen still Nepal is strongly bound from the culture. Even the youth in Nepal have strictly bound for the culture, caste, caste and tradition. So they don't believe, like most of young generation, they don't believe in the love marriage with other caste because they still think I don't want to hurt my parents. I have to marry a Brahman family and I have to marry the Shastriya family. Still they are to highly think about the caste system in Nepal. But in Sri Lanka, caste system has wiping away now. It is really few people are concerned about
So Nepal is a secular country, right? And the Nepali people somehow respect to the family sentiment, perception. So is this the similar in Sri Lanka as well?
Yeah, Sri Lanka has a strong family bond. So they are still living then in the parents, and the sons are living with their families, mother and father. Then if that's a Sri Lankan girl married to a boy, she has to leave her family and go to the husband family and live with in-laws and the families, and the family bondage is really high in Sri Lanka still. But when the caste system, it is come to the caste system and traditional practice, those are smoothly wiping away, and they are giving the opportunities for the rather than caste and system to the education and the financial development.
Yes. You've been Sri Lanka. You have addressed that Sri Lanka is a follower of the Buddhism, and it's a Buddhist country, and the pioneer of the Buddhism has been started from Nepal, right?
Yeah.
So what there is an internet, and as according to research, I saw that there is Sri Lankan people have high respect towards the Nepalese, as Buddha was born in Nepal.
Yes.
And what are the things that you can pursue that Sri Lanka and Nepal can get interacted? What are the sentiments that Nepal and Sri Lanka have bounded in your view?
Well, the Sri Lankan government is really strong, being that's a strong government because of Buddhism. And when the last time in 2015 the change, there's President Maithripala Sirisena and the Prime Minister Ranil Wickramasinghe was talking about the Lichavi kingdom ruling system in Sri Lanka. So we haven't seen this what is the Lichavi kingdom ruling system in practice, but we believe there's an invisible ruling system what Nepal had before. So then people really love to achieve that Lichavi kingdom ruling in Sri Lanka because it was the good governance system had in world, I could say. So if Nepal could follow that, I think Nepal will be able to achieve the best country in the world.
So you mean to say that Nepal is losing its own identity and following others, so that and other this neighboring countries in following the good practices that Nepal has been doing and had done.
Yes, there is in Sinhala saying that's Vaduage gedara putuana. That's mean and then carpenter has no chair in his own house because he is busy to making furnitures for others. It is exactly the same, I could say, in Nepal, because we are the other worlds are using the Buddha's preaching and teaching in well rather than Nepal.
Well, we'll be talking with Mrs. Kaushalya Abeywickrama in a short while. For it's time for a short commercial musical break.
नमस्ते है सबैलाई सुख दुःख भन्नु यस्तै रहेछ को आफ्नो विदेशमा को पराई ठुला सहर यहाँ बेग्लै सोचाइ आइपुगे म पनि केही गर्नलाई सबैलाई सम्झना मनबाट नै आशा छ माया यो नमरोस् पहिले यहाँ भए नि म मन भने सानानी उतै छ हाम्रो नेपालमा मन थिएन यहाँ आउनलाई मरि मेटी धन कमाउनलाई के गर्नु देशभरि बेरोजगारी थाम्न सकिएन ऋणको बारी आमा मेरी तिमी क्षितिज पारी याद आउँछ झलझले मुटुभरि बाबा र बहिनीलाई ठिकै छ नि सम्झन्छन् होला नि मलाई पनि मेरो त अहिले यहाँ भयो नि मन भने सानानी उतै छ हाम्रो नेपालमा हाम्रो नेपालमा
Radio Rajdhani. A complete radio station.
ए दाइ कोरिया जाने हो?
जाने त भन्या नि, तर भाषा पास गर्न सकिएन।
भाषा पास गरेर कोरिया जाने भए त गुरुकुल इन्स्टिट्युट जानुहोस् न।
हजुर, गुरुकुल इन्स्टिट्युटमा कोरियन भाषाका कक्षाहरू दक्ष प्रशिक्षकबाट धमाधम सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ। हाम्रा विशेषताहरू विकली एक्जाम, फ्री बुक, सिडी, अडियो भिजुअलको व्यवस्था, विदेश जानेहरूका लागि अंग्रेजी भाषा, मोबाइल, कम्प्युटर हार्डवेयर तथा सफ्टवेयर, ल्यापटपको तालिम सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ। साथै आइएल्स, टोफल, हिब्रू, जापानिज भाषा लगायत कम्प्युटरका सम्पूर्ण कोर्स, एसई +2 र बिजनेस लेभलका ट्युसन क्लास सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ। सम्पर्क गुरुकुल इन्स्टिट्युट, चाबैचोक बौद्ध जाने बाटो। सम्पर्क नम्बर 6201 670 6201 670।
आएमी गरौँ है आएमी गरौँ विदेशबाट घर पैसा पठाउँदा आएमी गरौँ छिट्टै घर पैसा पठाउनु भनेको आएमी गर्नु हो।
याद राख्नुहोला,
सुरक्षित घर पैसा पठाउनु भनेको आएमी गर्नु हो। ढुक्क भई घर पैसा पठाउनु भनेको आएमी गर्नु हो। विदेशबाट पैसा पठाउँदा बुद्धिमानी पुर्याउनु आएमी नै गर्नु है त।
सबैतिर सञ्जाल भएको आयामीबाट तपाईले पैसा पठाउन र पाउन सक्नुहुन्छ। संसारको हरेक कुनाबाट चाँडो र सुरक्षित तरिकाले बिना कुनै झन्झट। त्यसैले अब विदेशबाट पैसा पठाउन र पाउन सधैँ आयामी गरौँ। आयामी, अ कम्प्लिट मनी ट्रान्सफर सोल्युसन।
आयामी नै गर्नु है त।
24 घण्टा आकस्मिक सेवा सहित कपन भित्रकै एकमात्र हस्पिटल कपन हस्पिटल, अब सम्पूर्ण सुविधा सहित कपन रुद्रमती चोकमा।
हाम्रा सेवाहरू बाल रोग तथा बाल खोप केन्द्र, प्रसुति, हाड तथा जोड्नी, छाला तथा यौन रोग, दन्त चिकित्सा सेवा, नाक कान घाँटी तथा फिजियोथेरापी, प्याथोलोजी सेवाहरू, औषधि बिक्री वितरण तथा परामर्श सेवा, ओटी सेवाहरू, इसिजी, भिडियो एक्सरे, अल्ट्रासाउन्ड सेवा तथा शल्यक्रिया पनि गरिन्छ।
थप जानकारीका लागि कपन हस्पिटल, रुद्रमती चोक, कपन, काठमाडौँ। फोन 481 2081 481 2081। स्वस्थ र सुखी समाज निर्माण कपन हस्पिटलको अभियान।
आकर्षक पोसाकको एक पर्याय, न्यू चाँदनी टेलर्स, कपन, मिलन चोक।
हाम्रा विशेषताहरू
विगत 15 वर्ष भन्दा बढी मिलन चोकमै अवस्थित।
अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय स्तरको सुट सिलाई, स्वदेशी विदेशी ब्रान्डेड कपडाहरू, सुट सिलाउँदा शर्ट, टाई पिन, कोट कभर सित्तैमा। यति मात्र नभई अर्जेन्ट सुट 24 घण्टामा तयार गरिन्छ।
स्कुल, कलेज तथा अफिसियल ड्रेसहरू सिलाइन्छ।
वर्षौंदेखि तपाईहरूकै सेवामा कपन एरियाकै एक पुरानो टेलर न्यू चाँदनी लेडिज एन्ड जेन्ट्स टेलर्स, कपन, मिलनचोक।
फोन नम्बर 9849 40 81 88 98 032 46 853।
मिल्दो जुल्दो नामसँग नझुक्किनुहोला।
नमस्कार, समाचारमा स्वागत छ। विगत 22 वर्षदेखि सञ्चारमा रहेको पास्कल इन्स्टिच्युटमा सन् 2018 को लागि कोरियन भाषाका कक्षाहरू दक्ष प्रशिक्षकबाट धमाधम सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ। विकली एक्जाम, फ्री बुक, सिडी, अडियो भिजुअलको व्यवस्थाको साथै विदेश जानेहरूका लागि अंग्रेजी भाषा, मोबाइल, कम्प्युटर, ल्यापटपका तालिमहरू पनि सञ्चालन भइरहेको छ। साथै आइएलटिएस, टफल, हिब्रू, जापानिज भाषा लगायतका कम्प्युटरका सम्पूर्ण कोर्स र सबै लेभलका ट्युसन क्लास सञ्चालन गर्ने पास्कल इन्स्टिच्युटले जनाएको छ।
हजुर, पास्कल इन्स्टिट्युट चाबहिल, सम्पर्क नम्बर ब्लक ए 4486292, ब्लक बी 6201869, ब्लक सी 6208869, ब्लक डी गोङ्गबु चोक, सम्पर्क 4353953, ब्लक ई बाग बजार, सम्पर्क 4262964, ब्लक एफ लगनखेल ललितपुर, सम्पर्क 2297797।
नमस्कार, जेबियर इन्स्टिच्युटको कोरियन भाषा क्लासमा यहाँहरूलाई हार्दिक स्वागत छ। इपिएस टपिक परीक्षा सन् 2018 को लागि विशेष तरिकाले कक्षा सञ्चालन भइरहेको यहाँहरूलाई जानकारी गराउँदछौँ। जेबियरमा मात्र पाइने सुविधाहरू:
प्रत्येक दिन 3 घण्टा क्लास, दैनिक र साप्ताहिक परीक्षा, फ्री बुक र सिडीको व्यवस्था, अडियो र भिडियो क्लास, इपिएस टपिक्सबाट मान्यता प्राप्त दक्ष प्रशिक्षकहरूबाट प्रशिक्षण गराइने, पास गराउने ग्यारेन्टी। जेबियर इन्स्टिट्युट, चाबेल चोक र केएल टावरको बीचमा। सम्पर्क नम्बर ब्लक ए 4489385, ब्लक बी 6208539।
टु द युथ, फर द युथ, बाइ द युथ, युवा आवाज र युवा विषयवस्तु समेटिने कार्यक्रम युथ क्याफे। To the youth, for the youth, by the youth. It's Youth Cafe with me, Narayan Agasti, and today we have Kaushalya Abeywickrama. So Kaushalya, now it's we are in the last section of our show, and we'll be talking about your personal experience in Nepal. So what are the things that you observed in Nepal, and what are the good things that you are taking with you?
I am fall in love with Nepali people because they are very simple and they are the most happiest people I have ever seen, because I have traveled to many countries. So among that countries, if I want to be settled in a country, that is I could say Nepal, because I find these people are very peaceful and there's a loving, and they are in their own world, and they enjoy the moment what they live at the moment. So even no matter they are rich or poor, or they are doing there's a minor jobs, or they are in higher positions, there's a humility, and the humor of the people is the equal. That is the best thing I have ever experienced in a world, I think, with among the countries what I have traveled. And the natural resources in Nepal has, and it is this best greenest country. And if this country is developing economically and the politically, culturally and the socially, and I would say this is the luckiest and the best country ever in the world. Unfortunately, this is a least developing country. So there's a youth, and the male and the female equally. Youth, rather than doing the brain draining, should sacrifice their life for the country, because this is a proud nation. In world there are two major religions, that's a Buddhism and the Christianity, and there's a who own the Buddhism is Nepal. So this called this Buddha born in Nepal. I have seen the Facebook uploaded and the profile sharing. Rather than that, if you are this country is coming to the practice, there's a Buddha's preaching and teaching, and this country can be the most developed country in South Asia. Not only South Asia, in the world. So I would like to encourage and invite all, because I deeply feel so sorry, and I'm in a worry about this brain draining of this young generation of Nepal. So I would like to invite them to this love your nation and do the change today within you, and this change your country and participate and because it is corruption is everywhere in the world, not only in Asia, it is in America, UK, and everywhere. Nepotism also everywhere. We cannot challenge them, but we can try to change the situation, and we can fight for our rights.
Yeah, well, now you are in Nepal with a scholarship provided by the Conflict, Peace and Development Studies course curriculum, right? So what do you have to say to the Department of Conflict, Peace and Development Studies under the Trivandrum University in Nepal and in your nation as well?
Yes, it is a good course that South Asia has designed, and especially this is Sri Lankan and the Nepali, and that's funded by Norway. CPDES has designed this course, and the student exchange. And exchanging is not only the students exchange to the study. We have to exchange the culture and the tradition and the knowledge, and so this is the best example. And there's a Nepali and Sri Lankan CPDS course is designed for the thinking about the present need of the society and the countries. So I think this will be fruitful course, and this will be produce more youth leaders to the countries and the world, and there will be a good change.
Thank you. We are in the last moment of our show. That if in last you want to say anything, then please.
Yeah, I would like to thank you for inviting me today, and I would like to thank you if my CPDS and the Tribhuvan University, there's a coordinator Pitambar sir, and the Subedi sir, Professor Subedi, and the people Dr. Panilage, who are designing this course, and this is contributing to the South Asia, and I wish all the best for the youngs and the country in the Nepal, and I would like to say I love Nepal, and thank you very much for today.
Thank you, Mrs. Kaushalya, being in my shows and making it successful. Thank you very much. It was more, it will be possible without your presence over here. Thank you very much. In the technical support, I would like to thank you, Sunil Bhai, for your great contributions and making the program so successful. In last, I would like to say that if you believe in yourself, if you trusted yourself, and if you have the energy to build change in the society, then the change need to become from yourself. The change have to come from your inner heart. Until and unless you can't change yourself, you can't change the society. First, purify your mind, purify your soul, purify yourself. Change begin with own self. So let's change ourselves, then let's change our nation. One day more, Narayan Agasti बिदा लिन चाहन्छु. हस्त नमस्कार.